Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. True Brit Media is the name of the channel. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I've only just come across it in maybe the last week or something. These channels grew very, very quickly, to be honest. Very quickly indeed. So, the video is called Watch Fighting and Carnage on the Streets of Birmingham as Riot Police Deployed. So, it's bad news, to be honest. Bad news, Britain. It's bad news because tonight's the Aston Villa Tel Aviv game, the Israeli team, and it's already kicked off. It's absolutely already kicked off the night before. Apparently, on Bonfire Night here, according to True Brit Media. So he's got some scenes here as well, scenes of Birmingham, quite a bit of them. So let's have a loud watch of this.
Chaos and disruption has erupted on the streets of Birmingham as late last night and bonfire night into the early hours of morning, fighting and carnage erupted. Police were subject to missiles and fireworks fired at them. We've had violent protests and we've had a load of arrests. This is England. This is a country that is on the brink of this type of thing happening all over the place. And it's our youth of today who have taken to the streets. As it's reported, mass teenagers gathered to cause this disruption. I'm going to show you all the footage. You'll be able to see fireworks fired at police vehicles. You'll be able to see the mob and disruption. And it's up to you to make your judgments on what you think this is. Is this mindless?
It's a shit show, mate. That's what we think. It's a shit show. That's what Britain has become.
Youths trying to cause criminal damage and basically being a hassle. Do you see this as some type of rebellion, some type of protest, some type of statement to our government? You have your say. But welcome along to True Brit Media. This is the channel that speaks the truth, exposes the truth, and lives the truth. And today the truth will be heard. And the truth is this: the police have taken an absolute battering against the youth of today. They sat there like sitting ducks while these youths were able to conduct the behavior they did. Our police are heavily outnumbered. They're heavily unable to enforce the power that stops this type of behavior.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. That the again, I've mentioned this before though. The police are just us. They're just the peasants being paid to do a job, and shit rolls downhill, and they're told to go and stand here and do this, and that's kind of what you have to do when you work somewhere. You have to do as you're told. And yeah, they've just got a job, and they maybe got a job thinking they were going to help society, and you know what I mean, justice and all this kind of bullshit. But little did they know they were just going to be drafted into all the fucking riot police for the coming civil war. Do you know what I mean? They maybe didn't think that was the way of things when they applied for the job. So again, I was talking to two policemen last night. It was actually a policeman and a policewoman, and I was talking about the rape that happened in the town, and said there was no description, and people locally, the whispers on the street were with everything that's going on down south. The whispers on the street, could it have been a foreigner? And again, if multiple things like this happen and you don't tell us, I basically said you can end up with protests up here as well, and there is none up here at all. So tread the careful line, basically, you know what I mean? Again, with everything that's going on down south, then figure out that people aren't happy when you don't put a description of somebody, and then when you don't put a description, people after Southport think you're lying to us and something else going on. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what's kicked all this off. Like again, this Villa match tomorrow, like tonight, in fact, in what 8 hours time or something, 10 hours time. So yeah, you could kick off again today, but I don't know why it's kicked off here. So anyhow, we'll watch some scenes.
And this was an indication today that if this was mobilized across the UK all at the same time, there would be mass chaos, there'd be mass disruption. And yeah, it's not pretty. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and get in the comment section, as I'm going to show you, first of all, some of the big footage that came out of it last night. And be ready for this. So here we go. The first one.
mean, I knew it was going to be chaos with these fireworks. I said that earlier in an earlier video. Like, there was no way it wasn't going to be chaos with all these fireworks.
To the people asking if that's fireworks, yeah? Please, honestly, please.
So that's one video there of some chaos erupting there. I've got more footage to show you. Okay, have a look at that.
I think a lot of these youths and a lot of the public in general, to be honest, will not be aware that the weapons that these people are going to bring out eventually, should the trouble become bad enough, i.e., sonic weapons that can literally put you to your knees with a frequency in seconds, I believe. Stuff like this will be whipped out if it gets too bad. Do you know what I mean? If you've got the capability to stop something, you use whatever means necessary. So they could have, they very much could have sonic weapons at this point, but they're just not going to whip them out till the time's right, so to speak. And they want civil unrest to bring in more rules and laws and curfews, etc., digital IDs. So there'll be a certain amount of civil unrest that will be let had, so to speak. When it gets to the point where they don't want civil unrest anymore and they can bring in the rules, they'll literally dish out sonic weaponry on people and um, literally send you to your knees in the middle of the street. Everybody, by pointing a direct sort of sonic weapon that hits frequencies or something. I don't exactly know how it works, but that kind of thing exists. And yeah, it's using sound and frequencies. They can literally render you incapacitated in seconds, if even seconds, milliseconds. As soon as they turn it on, I think you're just done in. So you just go to the floor, like holding your head, because it hurts. I think is possibly a reaction, or the frequency of the sound hurts. Or I'm not quite sure, but stuff like that have been in development for a long time. So again, the this will be allowed to happen. So, well, again, they have the justification to bring in whatever they want to bring in, be it rules, digital IDs, you name it, whatever they want, whenever they want, because it's justified because everyone's kicked off. So it's not good scenes, to be honest. Again, we're kind of playing into the hands of the global elites and the New World Order in many ways, but I think the only real way to stop this is democratically. To be honest, like that's the whole this peaceful protest crack. Because again, a lot of people know the game here, and the game is they want trouble, they want civil unrest. Because as I've said, you can then have justification to do many things, bring in emergency powers, like in wars or in COVID, and when them emergency powers can enact all sorts of laws and statutes. So yeah, all this trouble will lead down the road to us being fucked over.
The fans though. Chill. I know you're trying to separate it, but... We're live in Birmingham. Get back, come and do this. Get back. Fuck off. Live in Birmingham. Oh. Yo, why's everyone fighting?
Just want you to be aware of the timestamp here as well. 4:30 in the morning, 20 to 5. You know, we're not talking middle of the night, talking early hours of the morning. So more footage then to be aware of. Look
at the officers chopping. Officers enjoying. Let's go and call a nice officer. Behind the line, guys. Sorry,
Well, no fucker got any sleep last night.
Guys, I'm trying to make an account now. He's lost it. He's lost it.
That's the fireworks.
And the car is mad. He's getting.
It was always going to be carnage with these fireworks. We seen it with Ireland, the Irish, in a couple of weeks back there, and they started firing fireworks. And I said in that video, it was always going to be carnage with the amount of fireworks that get sold in Britain, with the amount of political and social tension. There was no way on earth that everybody wasn't buying fireworks and using them as weapons. To be honest, it was just the nature of society right now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I kind of predicted this would be the way of things. Like again, fireworks. If you go in the supermarkets and there's just massive, the build fucking that stands to sell fireworks every year. You know what I mean? It's a real big thing in Britain. Like I haven't bought fireworks. Fuck, we've all. Good Christ, I've never really bought fireworks, but you're talking 20 odd year, I would imagine, more than that maybe. Since I bought fireworks, again, it's just once you've seen a firework, you've seen a firework. For me, anyway. Unless you're watching one of these magnificent $1 million displays, they all just kind of do the same thing. So yeah, these are the scenes.
Recorded right now, you know. He's getting recorded right now as well. Cameraman recorded him. Cameraman recorded him. Yo! He's lost it. He's lost it. He's lost it.
Okay.
For 2 seconds. Oh, there it is. Hey, the fence is gone down. The fence is gone down. She's locked up. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone.
Okay. So we've seen some footage there, quite a bit of footage, to be fair. But it's chaos. It's disruption. It's bedlam. There's a couple of
Yeah, especially at like 4 o'clock in the morning, if that's what time it was.
things really to make notes and observations about. First and foremost, 4:30 in the morning, teenagers gathered on the streets like that. You have to ask about the parenting. You have to ask about why and how they're out in the streets like that. You saw
Yeah, I mean, parents, again, it's the parents only have so much control, to be honest. Again, there's a massive influence of social media and television and things like this. Your friends, ultimately, like they're a very well known, say, or well, maybe not very well known. You're the 5 people that you knock about with, like your personality, sort of the 5 people you knock about with. It's sort of garnished from that in a way. You'd have to like look the saying up, but so yeah, who you knock about with is massive, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you're falling with the wrong crowd, then there you go, you're falling with the wrong crowd, and it'll lead down the wrong road, and you'll do shit like this possibly at 4 o'clock in the morning, fire fireworks at police. But I'm not quite sure of the reasoning as to why all this is kicked off in the first place. But it is Birmingham. It is Birmingham. So again, Aston Villa played tonight against Telemacavive, and apparently there's loads of protests scheduled for this evening. in the Birmingham area. So it could go again when you've already had this carnage the night before, and the youths doing all this. They might want to carry this on and join in with the protests and carry this on, so to speak, and it could erupt. It could erupt massively in Birmingham this evening, more so than it has done on these videos. Again, it's just kind of disruption, and I wouldn't call it carnage, to be honest. I think that's maybe it's maybe a bit harsh. Just it's a bit of chaos, really. Carnage is maybe a level up from chaos. So that's the scenes. Anyway, I'll just see what else he says.
People basically there to be nosy as well and film and take in what's happening. And all I saw was youths with hoods up, balaclavas on, vapes in hand, jumping around and basically being antisocial. But what I also saw is that other side of that violent intimidation. If we gather in numbers, if we swarm the police, if we fire missiles at them, they can do nothing. And I believe those youngsters thought their age protected them last night. But they came a mass gathering at a mass speed. I think as well, from the video and footage that I've seen, it seemed that it was, again, a certain group, a certain background of people who were there. And again, can't confirm because I didn't see all the footage, but that's from the footage that I've seen there. So I asked the question at the start, was that...
Well, there'll be no white people because it's Birmingham. Well, we know that. We know that much.
A sign of a protest, of being sick of the government, the way in which we've been treated, the reaction to migration, to reaction to stabbings, reaction to tax increase, reaction to basically our politicians lying to us? Or was that just mindless use?
Well, like mindless youths, to be honest. Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like to me, to be honest. Mindless youths. It didn't look like they were trying to achieve anything or protest against the government or anything at all, really. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but it's just Britain sinking into a lawless shithole, basically. That's where we're going here. Stabbings, multiple stabbings every other day. There was one in London there. A woman was stabbed in a park on maybe Friday night. I haven't reported on, but there was another one. Kind of got lost in the train stabbing in Huntingdon, where that kind of took the news. But there was one in London as well. So it's just shit show Britain, isn't it? Like, it's depressing, to be honest. It's kind of depressing how fucking bad it's getting, really. And it's probably going to get worse. So we'll keep an eye on tonight, anyhow, in Birmingham and this Aston Villa match and Telemac Aviv and all the protests. And I would maybe expect it to kick off if it already has. If these youths just decide to kick off again with more youths and it all just joins in with the protests, then it will massively kick off, won't it? So I don't know if there's counter protests as well, but then if that's the case, yeah, it could be carnage tonight. It was only chaos last night. It could be carnage tonight. I'll leave it there, peace.